Okay, I'm recording away, walking around the backyard because it's a beautiful day, 4th of July weekend. Couldn't have asked for better weather and better holiday. But I just wanted to talk with you guys about some stuff because I was thinking about it when I was running today, and we had a really good rehearsal a couple weeks ago, and I liked it a lot. A lot of motivation. We made a lot of progress right off the bat. Last week we had a decent rehearsal, but we had more of the beginners out there, trying to get their heads screwed on. And I didn't like it as much as the first rehearsal, although I think we made some progress. And it got me thinking though a little bit about how we do rehearsals and where we started from, even where I started from when I joined, 7 years ago, and where we've come. And over the past few years, I think that, we kind of settled into a rut a little bit, and it's gotten a little bit stale. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I'd like to do some things to reinvigorate it. So, starting next week, we're going to do some changes to the rehearsal. They're not going to be big changes, but they are definitely going to be changes. First thing is totally on my side. I advocate to you guys that when you practice, you should practice with a purpose. Well, we're going to start rehearsing with a purpose. When I first started, I had written itineraries and plans about what I was looking for and what I was going to try to accomplish in there, and I'm going to be getting back to that. So we may find ourselves in a situation where, it seems like all rehearsal I'm talking about technique, and then maybe a different rehearsal it seems like I'm talking all timing, and maybe another rehearsal I'm talking all transitions. So like next week could be like Technique Tuesday, or Timing Tuesday, or Transition Tuesday. I think that's like the rest of the summer right there. But really having a written agenda for what I need to accomplish, from an instructional standpoint. But also from you guys, I'm going to ask you to think about what you want to accomplish in the rehearsal. And not just like, hey, I'm going to think about it, whatever, we're going to kind of approach it like that. But we're going to spend the first couple of minutes of rehearsal actually talking about it and saying, okay, we're here today. This is where we're at with our show. These are the things that we're seeing. What do you guys want to accomplish as players? And what I'm looking for is basically like a unity of purpose for how you guys want to approach the rehearsal, so that you can stay on task and you can hold each other accountable. And those things that you want to accomplish, they could be technical. Like say, we're going to get through the drum break and we're going to nail that drum break. We're going to get it perfect. Or we're going to be able to play this song from top to bottom. Or play a section like totally memorized for the first time. Or, we get our dynamics, you name it, okay? Good bass runs, whatever. But they could also be like teamwork-oriented things. Like, we're going to stay on task the entire rehearsal. When we take a 5-minute break, we're going to take 5-minute breaks. We're going to nail, we're going to encourage each other to be like the best we can possibly be. Like, no negative attitudes or something like that. Power through adversity. So they could be technical, they could be conceptual, they could be teamwork. But I'm going to put it up to you, and we'll write that down. And that's our goal for the rehearsal. And I'm going to hold you to that. Another thing that I want to talk about is practice. And we say, oh, well, you got to practice, blah, 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 blah. Well, what I'm also going to do is at the end of rehearsal, when I go through and I try to hit everybody and I try to get everybody comments, is I'm also going to identify for you, and we're going to agree upon each person some goals that they want to accomplish for the next rehearsal. And that could be something as basic as saying, you got to work on your accents, or you got to work on your dynamics, or you got to work on your technique, or you got to hit this transition, so on and so forth. Not something big, not like huge mind altering, like you need to show up next week as a virtuoso, but hey, I saw you were having trouble with double, triple. You come back next week, I want that DTB to be right on. Or I'm seeing that you're having trouble with the transition at letter C. Next week I want you to come back and that transition be like right on. So not something that like to break your back or to do something like that, but to like have that agreement that this is what I'm going to work on, and that you're going to make the commitment to do that so that the drum line can improve as a whole and we can practice together as a whole. And what I'll do is the following rehearsal, I'll have that list. And at some point, you'll be held accountable for whether or not you hit that goal or not. So it'll add us, I think, a level of purpose, a level of focus. Maybe not kick up the intensity, but maybe have it a little bit more directed. And I think that that would help us really kind of recapture the focus and the level of improvement that we need to do when we rehearse together, because that really is very precious time for us. So tell me what you think. Feel free to comment on the video. And like I said, I'm just kind of stream of consciousness here, but those are some things that you can definitely expect to look forward to. And even coming into next rehearsal here after the 4th of July, think about that. When you walk in, first 5 minutes, what do I want to get out of this rehearsal, and what can I agree with everybody else there to say, at the end of rehearsal today, we will have accomplished X. And we'll write it down and we'll make it happen. And I think that'll be a really good way for moving forward. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you next Tuesday. Peace out.